Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever wondered why some men just have this incredible, almost magnetic gravitational pull when they speak? I mean, a lot of guys think attraction is all about saying the absolute perfect thing. You know, the witty joke, the clever compliment, or the flawlessly timed text message. But the truth hidden in the source material we're exploring today is entirely different. Today's explainer is all about uncovering the exact communication shift that creates deep magnetic attraction. We're going to look at how to master a style of communication that literally makes women absolutely obsessed with talking to you, precisely because it is just so incredibly rare.
So, let's start by putting ourselves right in the middle of a situation pretty much every guy has experienced. I like to call it the fixer's dilemma. Imagine a woman in your life, maybe it's your partner, maybe someone you're dating, and she tells you about a really difficult day she had. Her manager completely ignored her idea, or a friend disappointed her. You're listening intently, you identify the exact problem, and you offer a completely logical, highly effective solution. From your perspective, you're showing you care, right? You are fixing the problem. But instead of thanking you, she pulls away, goes completely quiet, and hits you with this absolute classic phrase, "You don't understand."
And this is where you're just left standing there, completely baffled. Because, factually speaking, you did understand. You knew who said what, you understood the timeline of events, and you knew exactly what she should do next to solve it. So why on earth did she pull away? Well, if you've been there, your confusion is totally valid. But it also means there is a massive missing puzzle piece that you failed to grasp in that interaction.
To find that puzzle piece, we really need to understand what's actually going on beneath the words. Section 1. The hidden conversation layer. Now, what's really interesting here is a fundamental truth about human interaction. Every single conversation actually contains two entirely different messages simultaneously. The first layer is the informational message. This is simply the data, what actually happened. But right beneath that is the emotional message, which is really asking, what did this experience feel like to me? You can perfectly understand every single fact in the informational layer, but completely miss the real emotional signal she's broadcasting. To put it into perspective, it's kind of like if someone hands you a photograph of a storm. Sure, you can point out the dark clouds, you see the rain, you see the lightning, but simply describing that photograph is absolutely not the same thing as standing out in the pouring rain with them. True emotional connection only begins when you show a real willingness to step into the weather with someone before you try to lead them out of it.
And that brings us to the exact moment where conversations typically derail. Section 2. Fixing versus feeling.
You know, this breakdown isn't about some outdated idea of male versus female logic. Not at all. It's entirely about a mismatch in listening goals. Think about it. She says, "I felt invisible in that room." She's speaking to be understood emotionally. But what does he hear? He hears, "There was a workplace problem that requires a strategy." He's actively listening for information he can evaluate and repair. He responds to the literal sentence, completely missing the emotional signal. He's trying to fix the situation, when the moment actually requires him to simply feel it with her. So, the absolutely crucial point here is this golden rule. Do not solve a feeling before you have shown that you understand it. That one habit alone can completely transform the way people experience you. Seriously. Even if your advice is brilliant, if it's delivered too early, it just doesn't feel like help. It just feels like emotional distance.
Let's shift this explainer to some highly actionable tools now. Section 3. The true meaning of validation.
We hear the word validation tossed around a lot, but what does it actually mean? Well, it does not mean agreement. It doesn't mean surrender, and it definitely doesn't mean saying she is right when you firmly believe she's wrong. Validation simply means recognizing that an emotional response makes sense from the other person's point of view. You're simply holding space for the fact that her experience is real to her.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where so many well-meaning guys go wrong. Once they learn about validation, they often start throwing out robotic therapy phrases like, "that sounds hard," or "your feelings are valid." But generic empathy feels, well, generic. Compare that to specific empathy. Imagine saying, "You were really excited to tell her, and she changed the subject before you even finished. I can see why that stayed with you." Do you see the difference there? The specific response actually proves you were paying attention to the emotional shifts in her story.
Because specificity makes people feel seen. Emotional precision, actually reflecting the exact meaning of the moment, not just throwing out intense emotion, is one of the most highly attractive qualities a man can develop. When someone feels truly seen by you, they do not forget it. That emotional precision is exactly why women become obsessed with this specific communication style. That right there is the magnetic pull. Let's see how this builds into a really practical framework for your next conversation. Section 4, notice, name, and invite. This is the method, and you can literally use it today. Step 1, notice. Pay attention to the contradictions. Maybe she says she's fine, but her voice gets super quiet. Don't challenge it, just notice the shift in tone. Step 2, name it gently. Offer a humble observation like, I'm guessing it didn't feel funny when it happened. And step 3, invite. Ask a question that shapes the feeling and gives her the space to correct you. Something like, am I reading that right? You aren't trying to mind read here, you are just creating a loop of understanding.
Now we have to address the absolute hardest part of communication. Section 5. Separating intention from impact. What actually happens when a woman expresses a feeling that appears totally unfair to you?
Imagine this. You take her to a party. You check on her twice. You introduce her around, and on the ride home, she looks at you and says, "You didn't care that I was there." Instantly, your brain enters defense mode, right? You turn into a lawyer in a relational courtroom, collecting factual evidence to prove your absolute innocence. You want to yell, "That's not true. I checked on you."
But here's the thing. Factually winning the argument completely ruins the connection. A defensive man essentially communicates that his self-image is far more important than her emotional experience. But emotional maturity means not needing her feelings to be wrong just to prove your innocence. A grounded man communicates that he can hear something uncomfortable without collapsing, without attacking, or without just running away.
And you do that by separating intention from impact. Your intention may have been entirely good. Her experience may still have been genuinely painful. Both of those things can be true at the exact same time. Saying something like, "I really did care, and I can see I didn't make you feel included," isn't self-incrimination. It's simply holding two truths at once, which creates massive emotional safety and immediately shifts the entire atmosphere of the room.
Which leads us to our final segment today, Section 6, the grounded communicator. This is all about blending strength and boundaries with deep emotional attentiveness. So often, we see guys fall into one of two extreme camps. There's directness without sensitivity, which just feels cold and controlling. Or, on the flip side, you have sensitivity without direction, which feels uncertain, hesitant, and frankly weak. The real magic happens when you bring these two together.
Because warmth combined with clarity is what makes a man's presence feel exceptionally rare. Imagine planning a date. An uncertain response is, "I don't know, what do you want to do? I don't care." A controlling response is, "Be ready at 8. But a grounded response, "I'll choose the spot, but if you're not in the mood for it, tell me and we'll adjust." That right there gives direction and consideration at the exact same time. It's pure confidence without the pressure.
But let's be real, none of this works if you're just acting. Your state carries the emotion through your words. Before a big conversation, you have to physically get present. Slow your breathing, relax your jaw, let the silence exist just a second longer than usual. And critically, listen without preparing your next sentence in your head. Your physical congruence and genuine presence matter so much more than having a perfect vocabulary.
And that brings us to the ultimate paradigm shift of this entire explainer. The goal here isn't to manipulate someone or use empathy as some kind of weird tactic to make a woman obsessed with you. The actual goal is to become the kind of man whose presence feels clear, grounded, and impossible to fake. That genuine, non-performative presence is infinitely more compelling than any magic pickup line could ever be. It's earned, one honest conversation at a time.
I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought to take into your everyday life. When someone speaks to you today, ask yourself, are you just listening to reply? Or are you listening closely enough to step into the storm and actually discover what the words are truly carrying? Take a moment to think about that, because your answer to that single question will absolutely determine the quality of every single relationship you build from this point forward.